Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Bassi. I'm with the Boson Netsim team, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about CDP. CDP stands for the Cisco Disovery Protocol. If you're a new network administrator and you're given access to a network that maybe doesn't have very much documentation about the physical layout, maybe you have just something like this where you just have a collection of devices and you want to start off by physically documenting your network. There's a number of ways you can do that. Maybe you can physically access each device and take a look at the cables and see how each interface is connected, but that's a little bit cumbersome. So if you want to go from something like this to something more like this, where you have everything laid out and you have information on the interfaces, you can use CDP and a few commands to achieve that. Now, depending on the type of device and the version of iOS, CDP allows you to gain information about each of your neighbors. You can gain information including host name, the local and remote ports, and the device platform. Let's jump in and try an example. We'll log into P2R3 here. We want to see what kind of information CDP can give us about any connected neighbors to P2R3. So I'm going to open up the console here and log into P2R3. So I'm connected to P2R3 right now. I'll type enter. I'll go into privilege mode here. So from privilege mode, I'm going to use the command show CDP neighbors. Hit enter, and we can see that we only have one device connected, switch 2. But we got some valuable information out of that. We know the host name is switch 2. The platform of the device is a 3550. The remote port that we're connected to is Fast Ethernet 02, and the local interface that we're using is Fast Ethernet 00. We also have values such as hold time and capability, and I'll get to that in just a moment. There are a couple of configuration options when it comes to using CDP, but first let's get a better understanding of how exactly CDP works. A simple way of describing how CDP works is that each device that's running CDP will send out announcements on each of its connected interfaces, and each of these announcements includes basic information about the device and the interface. So devices that are receiving CDP announcements will process that information, and it'll hold on to that information for a specific amount of time. That's called the hold time. CDP announcements are sent to a layer 2 multicast address, and none of these packets are routed, so only neighbors can learn about this information. So if we're looking at this example here, say we're looking at switch 2. Switch 2 is going to be sending out announcements out of each of its connected interfaces. So it'll be sending out announcements to P2R3 and to P2R2. By default, when P2R3 receives the announcement from switch 2, it's going to hold on to that announcement for a specified amount of time. By default, this amount of time is 180 seconds. After 180 seconds, if P2R3 hasn't heard from switch 2, it'll discard the announcement, and this information will no longer show up in the output of show CDP neighbors. Now say we want to increase or decrease the amount of time that we're holding on to these announcements. We can use the CDP hold time command to change that value. So let's go to global configuration mode and type CDP hold time, and let's hit the help command to see what options we're given. Okay, so we type CDP hold time, we're given the option of 10 to 255 seconds. If we decrease the hold time to something like 10 seconds, we can validate this information by typing show CDP interface from privilege mode. We can see that we have a hold time of 10 seconds now configured. In addition, we can also change the frequency that we're sending out CDP announcements. The default value is 60 seconds, but maybe we want to send out CDP announcements more frequently. So let's go back into global configuration mode, and we'll use the CDP timer command. Now if I hit the help key, we'll see that we have a range of 5 to 254 seconds. So I'm going to lower the value from 60 seconds, which is the default, to 10 seconds. Type exit, and we'll validate the information again using the show CDP interface command. So we see that currently it'll show the information for each interface that is sending out CDP announcements. Fast Ethernet 00 in this case is the only interface on this device that is connected, and we're sending out CDP packets every 10 seconds, and the hold time is 10 seconds now. By default, most devices will be running CDP, but you can disable it if you choose to. To disable CDP on your device, go into global configuration mode and use the no CDP run command. This is a global command that will turn off CDP on your device. If for some reason you don't want to turn off CDP globally on your device, you can also control which interfaces are running CDP. So if I turn on CDP again, and I just want to turn it off for the Fast Ethernet 00 interface, I can go into interface configuration mode, and then I can use the no CDP enable command. Now this has disabled CDP on Fast Ethernet 00. If we had other interfaces that were sending out CDP announcements, they would not be affected by this command. CDP is a valuable tool in being able to document and learn the physical layout of your network, but it does have some prerequisites and restrictions. CDP is a Cisco proprietary protocol, so if you're running devices that are not from Cisco in your network, you may have issues and you may not be able to learn about those devices using CDP. CDP isn't supported on frame relay multipoint interfaces, and it won't work on any interfaces that don't support the subnetwork access protocol. I hope you've enjoyed this brief introduction to CDP, and I hope you are able to use it in documenting your network going forward. Thank you for your time.